in social sciences like to make whatever the ideas you have to make it innovatively. That is what is the idea of coming is lecture. But I have few words, not just come from somewhere and then just sitting that as our TV lecture said, has some exposure all these years which I want to share with students. As I really found as some of the faculties as well, our role even if it is corona or on screen, physical, but to keep motivating the students. That's the only work at times. We are little lethargic in this aspect. Keeping in that students are not coming forward. These are happen. What happened? What is in unconventional and 2 3 days back? It continues. They have any excuses of this corona sitting at home. And also, this is a very status area. I don't know how the students are doing based sitting at home. However, this set of applications at least let us get energized by listening to different speakers in different walks of life. So the message is to reach the students whenever we take online classes. I also because faculty members to convey at least as you all know, throw some light about what from this learn from today's speaker. And these are all your efforts. Please don't keep struggling only. Struggling will change. So with these few words, I recommend this delivery will be much more fruitful for all of our faculty members. I also thank ED for having me the opportunity, as well as management for having the opportunity to deliver this. Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Sarah. I introduce today's chief guest as few words. Before that, the NGI TBI has planned for some series of program in the month of April 2021. I think this is the first program. Today's resource person is Dr. Kannan. He is the professor in UIT. He is taking care for the topic of product development is product policies. Maybe this title turn our idea into opportunity. The next program we will plan for tomorrow, the 10th April. The title is Design Thinking Methods. Next program. So here is young Prasad Rajasekharan. He is the resource person. The same time the program will be released in the same call. The third program for the month of April. So he is writing the church's proposal. Is writing the church's proposal that will create an effective program. The resource person as so that program, the resource person as Dr. E. Bhaskaran, District Director. The fourth program, District Industrial Center. The fourth program planned by TBI on the date of 17th April is a workshop on 3D printing. Bring it the ideas to life. Resource person Mr. Q. Vishnu, founder, Nature Innovations Private Limited. The program is 19th April. Program title is Ever Than Before. New norm. Easy to learn and improve effective leadership skill can be obtained for this program. The resource person is Mr. Riyas, Director, Mindroid Training Academy. The sixth program is planned on 21st April. It is the title of Nurturing the Entrepreneurs. Success tips for young and aspiring entrepreneurs. Resource person Dr. K.T. Vijayarajakumar, Director NGA, NIT. And 23rd to 25th of April, the TBI plan for a boot camp. This was the idea validation. It is a residency program. And
And the
the eighth
eighth
program
program
will
will
settle
settle
on
on
13th
13th
of
of
April.
April.
On the
On the
title of
title of
seminar
seminar
on
on
pattern
pattern
searching,
searching,
filing
filing
procedures
procedures,
and
and
the
the
roadmap.
roadmap.
It's
It's
a
a
resource
resource
person for
person for
me.
me.
So
So these are the kinds of program we plan it under TBI for the month of April.
We are
We
not
are
only
not
have
only have
the
the
monthly
monthly
plan,
plan,
we
we
have
have
the
the
yearly
yearly
plan
plan
also.
also.
So we
So we
plan
plan
at
at
least
least
5
5
to
to
10
10
programs
programs
that will
that will
be
be
benefit
benefit
for
for
the
the
incubates,
incubates,
all the
all the
stakeholders
stakeholders
of the
of
new
the new
public
public.
policy. That is our main
Main
motto.
motto.
In this
In this
series,
series,
today's
today's
resource
resource
person,
person,
Dr. M.
Dr. M.
Kannan,
Kannan,
is
is
a
a
professor
professor
advocate
advocate
for
for
various
various
engineering
engineering
colleges,
colleges,
and
and
he
he
was
was
the
the
chief
chief
technical
technical
officer
officer
for
for
the
the
Marage
Marage
embedded
embedded
system in
system in
Coimbatore,
Coimbatore,
and he
and
acts
he acts
as an
as an
engineer in
engineer in
technical for
technical for
different
different
industries,
industries,
and he
and
has
he has
the
the
knowledge for
knowledge for
developing
developing
the
the
products.
products.
Already,
Already
Sir has
Sar has
developed for
developed
so
for so
many
many
products
products
in this
in this
series.
series.
I
I
mentioned
mentioned
few
a
of
few of
them.
them.
The
The
automatic
automatic
voltage
voltage
regulator
regulator
for
for
Tamil
Tamil
Electricity Board
Electricity Board
hydro power
hydro power
station
station
plant
plant
in
in
Kunda
Kunda
Power
Power
Complex.
Complex.
And
And
another
another
product
product
released by
released by
the
the
resource
resource
person as
person as
development
development
boards,
boards,
the
the
evaluation
evaluation
kits for
kits for
various
various
embedded
embedded
processes.
processes.
The
The
third
third
product
product
is a
is a
pulse
pulse
oximeter.
oximeter.
Another one
Another
is
one
pulse
is pulse
oximeter with
oximeter
a
with a
prismograph.
prismograph.
The
The
process
process
automation
automation
for
for
printing of the
printing of the
government
government
industry,
industry,
infusion
infusion
pump,
pump,
capnography
capnography
using
using
OEM
OEM
models,
models,
13.5
13.5
megahertz of
megahertz of
RFID
RFID
models
models
for
for
authentication and
authentication and
tracking
tracking
system,
system,
spin
spin
coating
coating
machine.
machine.
These
These
are some
are
of the
some of the
products
products
developed by
developed by
Suresh
Suresh.
I think
I
now
think
all
now
of
we
you
all
know
know
that why
that
we
why
are
we are
calling
calling
Dr. M.
Dr. M.
Kannan
Kannan
as a
as a
resource
resource
person
person
today.
today.
So
So
anyhow,
anyhow, we are
really
really
enjoying
enjoying
for
for
the
the
next
next
one
one
and
and
a
a half
half hour
hour
for
for
us
us and stay with our
NGI
NGI
TBI
TBI
Mind
Mind
Hub.
Hub.
I
I
invite
invite
Dr. M.
Dr. M.
Kannan.
Kannan.
Sir,
Sir,
I
I
invite
invite
you.
you.
This is
This is
your
your
platform,
platform,
your
your
place.
place.
Come and
Come and
take
take
this
this
session
session
as
as
valuable
valuable
one to
one to
all.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So good
Good
morning,
morning, Dr. CEO.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. I'm
Very
very
happy
happy
to be
to be
one
one
of
of
the
the
today.
today.
Um,
Um,
so
so
actually,
actually, I'm
in
in
academic
academic
for
for
fast
fasting.
thinking. We may
We
have
may
some
have some
questions
questions,
because
because
Sir
Sir
have
have
listed
listed
a
a
few
few
of
of
the
the
products
products
which
which
we
we
have
have
I have
I have
developed.
developed. So
Actually,
actually,
when
so
we
when
are
we
in
are in
academic,
academic,
so we
so we
just
just
started
started
a
a
training
training
center.
center.
Okay, so
Okay,
in the
so in
year
the year
2002,
2002,
so
so
we
we
just
just
started
started
a
a
training
training
center.
center.
On
On
those
those
days,
days,
training for
training for
hardcore
hardcore
development
development
like
like
embedded
embedded
and
and
VLS
VLS
was
was
not
not
there.
there.
Even
Even
we
we
don't
don't
know
know
much
much
about
about
the
the
technologies,
technologies,
but
but
anyway, we
anyway,
have
we have
started
started
the
the
company.
company.
So since
So
the
since the
company have
company
been
have been
started for
started for
training,
training,
so
so
there
there
is
is
no
no
other
other
go
go
we
we
cannot
cannot
able
able
to
to
skip
skip
from
from
learning
learning
new
new
technologies.
technologies.
So on
So
those
on
days,
those days,
microchip is
microchip is
coming
coming
famous,
famous,
and
and
even
even
we
we
are
are
the
the
first
first
company
company
in
in
Coimbatore
Coimbatore
we
we
brought
brought
the
the
microchip.
microchip.
So
So we are the largest, one of the largest
manufacturers of
manufacturers of
the
the
microcontrollers
microcontrollers
in the year
in the year
2002.
2002.
And
And
slowly
slowly
we
we
learn
learn
along with
along
our
with our
students.
students.
As a
As a
faculty,
faculty,
so I
so
put
I put
persons in
persons
my
in my
company,
company,
and
and
me
me
and
and
as well
as
as
well as
my
my
students we
students
learn
we learn
together.
together.
Because
Because
on
on
those
those
days we
days
are
we
well
are
and
well
good
and
in
good in
development,
development,
although in
although
the
in
platform like
platform like
851
851
microcontrollers. Those who are
microcontrollers
in
who are in
electronics they
electronics
might
they
know.
might know.
Then after
Then
that
after
we have
that we have
updated the
updated the
technologies.
technologies.
Then we
Then we
delivered
delivered
the
the
things to
things
the
to the
students
students
during
during
training
training
program.
program.
So once
So
the
once the
company
company
having
have been
started in
started in
2002,
2002,
first
first
3 months
3
there
months
is
there
no
is no
business.
business.
So we
So
have
we
all
have
the
all the
expenditures. There
expenditures.
is
There
no
is no
business.
business.
Even
Even
not
not
even
even
one
one
student so they
student, so
have
they have
turned
turned
for
for
training.
training.
Even though we
Even though
don't
we
have
don't have
any
any
marketing
marketing
setup
setup,
because
we
we
started the
started the
company
company
and
and
we
we
involved
involved
as
as
a
a
part-time
part-time
partner.
partner. So it is not our full time. Second, I'm working in a college. So we started the company. So morning, our students takes care of training development activities. Then evening, we will most of the training will be conducted for the third parties during on the evening. So for the first 3 to 4 months, there is no business, even 1 rupees. Then after that, we have given some seminars and workshops to a few of the institutions. Then after that, we slowly get some good businesses. So within a span of 6 months, after the company has been started within a span of 6 months, so we were able to generate a revenue of around 1.5 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs, with a team of only very less, 3 or 4 engineers. So those days, 1.5 lakhs is okay because even our expenditures are is only 20,000 rupees. Okay. So then after that, we brought to the field application engineers at our company because you know that all the companies, all the semiconductor manufacturers, they have field application engineers in which the role of the field application engineer is to promote their products, promote their ICs, promote their components. So when we got in touch with the field application engineers, we got good sample of evaluation codes, especially from Texas Instruments, analog devices, microchip, so like that. So these are the various companies in which we slowly keep in connected with those companies, and we got all the resources without any expenditures. So once we got training in that product, we got business from the field application engineers, from the companies, the same companies. Okay. Then after that, within a span of 1 or 1.5 years, we got some good developmental activities. We got good orders from Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. So you know, in Metupalayam there are 11 power plants, hydropower generation plants are there. So for them, we have automated the voltage regulation because it is a very old project which was installed by Canadian. Okay. So once we got independence, okay, it is a very old system because there is no regulation for the generation. Regulations means you know, so what is the demand we have to supply. So there is some mismatch between the demand and supply. We have to make these two demand and supply should be equal. If there is any deviations, then grid will get collapsed. So that is the first project we have taken from Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, and we have automated the voltage regulations in Kunda power plants, almost 11 power plants. Then after that, we got some good business to manufacture the annunciators. Okay. So they have some test inputs. So based on that test inputs, we have to annunciate audibly and visually. So what I'm telling here is we just started only as a training center, and slowly we put into development. I will accept development. Developing a product is not just easy. So developing. You see any of the private buses, all that buses all having our products only. So that is the first project we have taken. Almost it takes 1.5 years to get the product into the market, and for the enclosures alone, because big investments is required even for a small project. If you see the cost of the bus ticketing system is around nowadays they are promoting for 9,000 to 10,000 rupees. Okay. But if we see the development cost, it has almost crossed 15 lakhs for the enclosures alone, for the cabinet, for designing the cabinet, because the design is somewhat complex because we need a display, we need switches, we need the thermal printers that has to be seated conveniently in the enclosures. So ready-made enclosures are not available for such kind of products. So we almost invested almost 11 lakhs for that tool and die for the enclosures alone. For the enclosures alone.
But today the cost of development is coming cheaper. But on those days, in the year 2004 or 5, the cost of developing the mechanical aspects like enclosures, cabinets, it seems to be very, very. So almost we have spent the 15 lakhs approximately, excluding the manpower cost. Then we brought the product into the market. So now they are acting as a monopoly. So the name of the company is now it is Clan Corp. So previously the name of the company is Varagi Embedded. Because of that Varagi Embedded, we supported for a lot of clients. Our clients like TNDB, Precall. We done projects for Robert Bosch and also a lot of biomedical equipment companies like Medi, Apsarala Automation. These are all the people who have their presence in Bangalore, but they do marketing for the world market. They do marketing for the world market. So we done a lot of product development for that medical equipment. So what I mean here is we just started as only a training center. Slowly we promoted our company into a technological development center. Then after that, why we have to develop the technology and transferring the technology to our client. So why we can go with our own products. So for that we have just started that POS machines, and today they are seems to be monopoly. Even if you see in ration shops, you can see that payment machines, right? So the company, if you see the name of the company is Viasys. Okay, Viasys, they don't have any role, single role in developing the product because they have taken the project, they have taken the tender, okay, and we are the third party to execute the tender. Okay, you just see how much of volume is there because every ration shops they are having that payment machines. So like that. So when we started that company, we don't know whether we will grow to that level. But now I no longer associated with that company up to 2010. Uh, I worked as a working partner with that company. Then after that, we love academics. During those times, I am supposed to complete my doctorate, and also I got some foreign offers. So I left the company. But now they are making good profit. They have a lot of products for promotions, and for a lot of companies, they are also developing technology and developing it. So if you see today is the ventilator, it's mandate, right? If you see, mostly we are preferring the imported machines, right? But L&D, they are having the product, and also they got a good supply of ventilators for the past 5 to 6 years. And for that ventilator, L&D is manufacturing and promoting that ventilator. The complete electronic counterpart is supplied by this company, Clanport. So every month, at least they are manufacturing and promoting 300 ventilators. So for that, the complete electronic control part is developed by us, and we are transferring it to the. We are working like a OEM partner for L&D medicals. Okay, even we know that L&D is a very big company, but even just knowing technology, we cannot able to evolve any products, right? So we need a strong, updated knowledge in technology. One, and second one here is we should strong in one application domain also, right? So just knowing technology, you have to apply for some applications. For example, if you want to develop some medical equipment, you should strong in that medical application domain. Or if it is an automation or it is a robotics, so whatever it may be. So without applications, without knowing the applications, we cannot able to use our technology. So both are is very very important. Then only you can bring the product into the market. For example, I am electronics and communication engineering. I am well and good in electronic counterpart, but with that knowledge, I cannot able to complete my product development. Right? Then other parameters are also there. So you have to develop an aesthetic enclosures. Then you have to certify your products. So a lot of other things are also there. Okay. So we should have some knowledge at least in every part of developing the products. Okay. Since I belongs to electronics and communication engineering, so today just I have all the slides will reflect to the status of the electronic product developments. Today you just see here almost 60 to 70 product 70 percentage of the electronic products are all imported from China, Taiwan. Okay, even now government is regulating the imports, right? Because we have to pay a huge duties, taxes, and other things. So government is not encouraging the companies to import products, right? Especially from China and other countries, because if you see here, if the product cost is 100 rupees, at least 30 rupees, 30 to 35 rupees has to be paid as a taxes, duties, and the parcel charges. Okay, so that's what the government is promoting the company to develop the indigenous product. அதுலதான் ஒரு இது கூட TBI. Okay, because why the government is funding the TBI. So I really appreciate and congratulate the Nehru group of institutions to have such to receive such kind of funding for effective utilizations. Because if the technology is indigenous, so we don't want to depend on the third countries. Are you clear about it? But still, we have if you take electronic product. Lot of other electronic counterpart like resistors, capacitors, and all, we have manufacturers, local manufacturers. But if you see the integrated circuits, so if you see integrated circuits, we have to depend on only the third party. Even now, the government started for manufacturing, for designing. We have centers for designing. We have centers, lot of, even in Coimbatore, we have 1 or 2 companies, they do design, but there is no company for fabricating the design. So then only we can make our product as indigenous. Even if you take IIT, they come out with 2 IPs for microprocessors and microcontrollers. They have, but those microprocessors government is planning to promote, but none of the companies are ready to make use of it for their application development. Because I don't know, because they have to test their product, so they have to get all the quality issue certifications. So they cannot able to promote that product. So if such kind of things happens, then only the product will become indigenous. So in this juncture, the government is asking the companies to make the product indigenous to promote. So always they are encouraging the export, right? If you take import, they are not encouraging it, right? Okay, so anyway, go to the slide, please. Yeah, change the screen as well. Next one. Take time. Also, okay, so the time given for me is only 1 hour, 1.5 hours I can take it. And here, the main agenda here is just discuss about the electronic product developments. Okay, various technologies used for electronic product developments, and standards and certifications is very important. So product development, you can spend 2 years, 3 years to develop the product. And if you want to concentrate only local market, you cannot able to generate good revenues. So even nowadays, today, small company, they like to develop their product and they are targeting the world market. If you want to target the world market, you have to pass all the testing and certifications. So let me see what are the different certifications we are having it. And here the startup policies. So asked about the startup policies because today I think you may come across startup policy launched by MHRD 2019-2020. So they are asking the faculty members to join hands with the students to develop the product and to commercialize it. Okay. So from the college itself, you can register the company, you can run the company, and you can generate revenue with the sharing of some part to the management also. இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஃபேக்கல்டிஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா how many publications you have done, how many patents you have done, how many funds you got it, இது வரைக்கும் கேட்டுட்டு இருந்தாங்க. இன்னும் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இனிமேல் வந்து colleague will be what kind of product you have developed, how you got commercialized, how much of revenue you got generated. Even we got some fund for establishing the TBA. But after that, we are supposed to submit how this TBA has to be sustained, right? So if you want to run for 5 years to 10 years, definitely the TBI should not involve only in developing the technology, but also to promote the technology and have to have some kind of revenue generations with these technologies, okay? And here are some application case studies, let me take it, okay? So next, sir. So slide left to page. So this is the common slide and having it. So what all the different electrical and electronic gadgets being imported from China? Because if you see, India is mostly importing from China, then Taiwan, few from Israel as well as from US also. You just see here, this is with respect to 2019, how much of money being involved as an expenditures in order to import the various electronic products, okay? So I can list from television receivers, loudspeakers, headphones. So this table contains what are the different electronic counterpart and what is the value we have imported, okay? And this is about okay. So there are various stages involved in electronic product development. First is the ideations, okay? Then technology proof of concepts. Then we have to test, validate, and going for field trials, debugging and bug fixing, mini productions, and market POC. And nowadays, you know that MHRD, they have a separate wing called IAEC. Have you heard about it? Even Nehru, they have the separate cell, that is Innovation, the Institute Innovation Cell. Okay, it is promoted by the MHRD and a few funds being given to few of the institutions to establish that cell. Because innovation is very, very important, right? Even if you want to register your company as a startup, then it means that your product or service to be innovative. Okay? So first, innovation is very, very important. That has to be come from the students because they are very fresh minds. They have a very good networking initially, so they can come up with the new ideas. They don't know whether solutions are available or not. At least they have some innovative ideas. Okay. So these are all some of the things in which we have to, whenever we want to start any product development. Okay. And here are the different stages of the product development with respect to the electronic product development. From concepts, ID, CAD tools, rapid prototyping, sourcing, PCB design, quick pro, specifications and certifications. Okay. So whenever we start developing the product, first we have to I have the ideations, and next one is the feasibility study, because a lot of people have great ideas, but we don't know whether that is feasible to realize it. Okay, so we have to take some time to freeze the feasibility also. If it is possible, then we can go for the next stage, and we have to go for the hardware and software requirements, both functional and non-functional. So once the product is your ideation is okay, and also you feel that it is very feasible to bring that design or idea into product, then you have to undergo the various requirements. So that is the first phase of any product development. So both the functional as well as the non-functional. For example, the functional requirements may be, say for example, you are going to develop your mobile phone. So you have to have various functional requirements like what type of display you are going to have, what are the keypad functions you are going to have. So what is the OS you are going to use it. So what type of processor you are going to use it. So these are the various functional requirements you have to freeze once the product development is done. And next one here is the non-functional requirements. For example, how in what form factor that enclosures might be. So the cabinet or enclosures. ஏன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து அஸ்தட்டிக் லுக்கே வந்து வெளித்தோற்றம் தான். ஸோ அது எப்படி இருக்கணும், எவ்வளவு அழகா இருக்கணும், என்ன என்க்ளோஷர்ஸ் இருக்கணும், என்ன ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் என்க்ளோஷர்ஸ் வி ஹேவ் டு யூஸ் இட். தென் வந்து நம்ம பவர் எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம், ஒன்லி பேட்டரியா ஆர் ஏசி பிளக்கா ஆர் இட் ஹாஸ் டு ஆப்ரேட் போத். ஸோ திஸ் ஆர் ஆல் வேரியஸ் நான்-ஃபங்க்ஷனல் ரெக்வயர்மெண்ட்ஸ். ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் வி ஹேவ் freezed the functional as well as non-functional requirement, then we have to go for prototyping, right? So prototype POC is nothing but proof of concept. So once you start developing the product, first you have to complete your prototype for field trials. Okay, that prototype can be developed with the help of available evaluation boards on the hardware, right? So a lot of companies, they are designing and promoting the modules. For example, we have Arduino boards are there, Raspberry Pi boards are there, lot of sensor boards, lot of instrumentation boards, measurement boards are available, in which we can use such kind of available boards in order to complete your prototyping. Because you should not spend much amount of time to bring the product into the market. So you should not take much amount of time to freeze your prototype also. Because once the prototype has been freezed, you have to go for field trials. Okay. For example, we have better experience once we start completing the product of POS machine, that is bus ticketing system. We got some good business from locally. Even we have not tested the product vigorously with standard testing. Now test பண்ணவே இல்ல because we have spent almost 1.5 years to 2 years to develop the product. So now we want to launch the product immediately to market. So once the product has been launched, within 2 years we got issues because that machine cannot able to have printouts more than 255. அதாவது 255 பிரிண்ட்டுக்கு மேல அது வந்து போகும். It is a bug, right? What bug it may be? அப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த டெவலப்மெண்ட் பண்ண இன்ஜினியர்ஸும் போயிட்டாங்க. It is very quite difficult, right? Because once you know the hardware, once you know the logic behind the software, then only you can go for bug fixing, right? இப்ப வந்து I cannot able to take a printout of more than 255. It is a very small error. அதாவது ஒரு டேட்டா டைப் வந்து ஒரு 8-bit டேட்டா டைப் பதிலா 16 or 32 டேட்டா டைப் கொடுத்திருந்தோம் அப்படின்னா it will takes more printout. So ஒரு வேரியபிள் டிக்ளரேஷன்ல ஒரு சின்ன ப்ராப்ளம் வந்தங்காட்டி we cannot able to have printouts more than 255 or 256 tickets. Because very clear, once you develop the product, the testing methodology, it seems to be very, very tough. For example, I have purchased a mobile phone, Realme. So initially it seems to be good, but once we start loading more app, the total response, the total system performance gets degraded. So you have to create an environment in which the system has to be tested with full facility. Then only we know where the error is, how the error has to be sought out, where the bug is, whether the bug is due to hardware or whether the bug is due to software. Then only we can analyze it. Because once the product is launched and it is available in the market with bugs, then definitely you cannot able to promote more, right? If you take a Samsung, they may take some 6 months to develop one version of mobile. ஏன்னா எப்பவுமே வந்து mobile phone they may not develop from the scratch. Already model is available. From that model, they add values to promote or to bring the next version of the product. இப்ப வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா they will take 6 months to develop a product. For example, they will spend another 8 months to test the product. Because once the product is tested and if they satisfied, then only they will launch the product. Are you clear about it? So equal amount of time has to be spent to test your product. So then only you may not face any problems in the market, then you can do good business in the market. Okay. So testing procedures are very, very important. Okay. So since the development will be completed, that is prototype development will be completed with the available boards. Okay. They do integrations and testing on with the prototype and create a detailed design packages from the prototype. Because now we got modules integrated, now the product is ready, functionality is okay, requirements are satisfied. Then we have to transfer the prototype into real product, right? For example, you may purchase an Arduino board, you may purchase a AD converter, you may purchase a DA converter, you do wiring, right? With that, you completed the prototype. Once the prototype is okay, you tested all the functionality, now you got satisfied. Now we have to transfer the prototype to the design for manufacturing, okay. Because if you do prototype, if there is any problem, you can add and you can subtract anything, right? Either the hardware or software. So once you satisfied with the prototype, then what is really required for the design, then it has to be transferred from the prototype to the design. Okay. So then after that, we have to go for field trials, validating the problems and testing the problems, and we have to keep on debugging and until all the bugs have been cleared. If you take the Microsoft software or if you take the Android software, so thousands of engineers are involved in developing that operating system, right? If you take the Windows or whatever it may be, but still there is some bug is there, right? Involved on we may thought that it is totally bug free, isn't it? But still a lot of softwares are still they are having some bugs. Okay, so we have so such a kind of softwares are used for some general applications, right? So desktop computers, laptop, tablet, mobile is like a general applications. It's not specific. But if you take, there are a lot of specific applications are there, like all the medical equipments, like ventilator. So if the computer hangs, no problem, right? So we will be nearby, we will reset it, or we will power off and power on, right? But if you take a ventilator, if it hang or if it power fails, what will happen? It is a life-saving equipment. So that equipment has to run 24/7, okay, without any single bug. Can I permit my ventilator to hang? I cannot, right? If a system gets hanged, then no problem. I'll be nearby because it's not a real-time application. But ventilator is a real-time and time-critical applications, right? So it has to work well all the time, irrespective of environment, okay, irrespective of power conditions, whatever it may be. Okay. So we have to fix the bug because the system you are going to develop for real application should not have any bugs. Okay. Then we have go for mini productions. Initially, any company they will not go for volume developments. So in a fab they manufacture 100 or 1,000. Then they will promote. They will wait. Okay. Then they will collectively collect all the bugs or problems still persist in the existing product. Then they will rectify it. Then they will go for major productions. Okay. These are all the different life cycles of the product development. The same is reflected here because if we take today, all the hardware is working with only software, right? So if you take automotive, the 10 years before, the contribution of electronics is only 30 to 40%. Today, almost all the mechanical and electromechanical part being replaced by electronic part, right? If you take braking system, if you take a multi-point fuel injection system, right? Climate control, lighting control, everything. Okay, so previously it is electromechanical, now it is purely electronic control parts are there. So almost 60 to 70% of the automotive is electronics. Okay, remaining 30 to 40% is mechanical. Niki e-vehicle is becoming famous. Okay, even in Coimbatore, in over 2 years, 10 companies or 15 companies maybe they manufacturing the e-vehicle. Today the cost of e-vehicle is very, very high, right? But if you see the development cost and production cost of e-vehicle, it is cheaper. The cost of the product e-vehicle depends on the cost of the battery because the mechanical part or electronic part may not involve much costlier, right? And all the parts depends on only the software. Even today we have a resistor. Everybody knows, right? Resistor is nothing but to resist the flow of current, right? We have 1 kilo ohm resistor, 10 kilo ohm resistor. Today it is fixed, right? But today we have controlled the value of the resistor with the help of digital. நம்ம இன்னைக்கு மொபைல் போன்ல வந்து we are adjusting the volume, we are adjusting the contrast of the display. That is, you are controlling the flow of current or the voltage across any control part digitally, right? So it means that all the electronic component of behavior will changes dynamically with respect to a program. Okay, so no device has work statically. Okay, it will work dynamically based on software. Okay. So both are involved for developing any products, hardware engineering and software engineering. Next. So these are the various technologies involved for the electronic product development. Today, developing a product is getting easier. Especially developing an electronic product is getting easier. But the electronic control part we can very easily develop. But what of the other parts is also I talked about the enclosures. You have designed the electronic control part, then it has to be perfectly seated in your enclosures. Even though ready-made enclosures are available, but for not all the product. Then a very hardware that hardware has to be seated in some cabinets and enclosures. Okay. So now here this list that tells about the electronic control part. So what are the hardwares? Are the technologies which is used for electronic product development. And so most of the people may know about the Moore's law, isn't it? I think you may heard about it. Every 6 months, right? Every 6 months or every 1 year, the integrations gets doubled. அதாவது இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஐசியில ஒரு 100 டிரான்சிஸ்டர்ஸ் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா இன்னும் ஒரு 6 மாசம் ஒரு வருஷம் கழிச்சு the same IC contains 200 transistors. So this law still persists. இன்னைக்கு ப்ரூவ் ஆயிட்டு தான் இருக்கு. அப்ப ஒரு ஐசியில if you can able to integrate more number of transistors, because transistor is the fundamental of the integrated circuits. So millions and millions of transistors are integrated into a small size of integrated circuit. That's what IC அப்படிங்க. Even now India, they are getting started to have a manufacturing setup for manufacturing the integrated circuit, because we lost the business. In 20 years before, like Silicon Valley, we also won a match. ஏன்னா இன்னைக்கு பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா நான் எந்த ப்ராடக்ட் எலக்ட்ரானிக் ப்ராடக்ட் நான் டெவலப் பண்ணாலும் today a single IC is used for any electronic product. If you open a keyboard, if you open a mouse, even tomorrow if you open the tablet PC, if you open your mobile phone, you can find only one IC. No discrete parts are there. Discrete electronic counterpart is there. All the solutions are provided with the help of single IC. That is called system on chip or PSOC, programmable system on chip. In this way, the system development is going on. How it is possible? Only because of this integrations. Because if the integration goes on increasing, you can integrate more number of electronic building block into a single IC. இப்போ வந்து ஒரு 4 electronic blocks can be fabricated in a single IC அப்படின்னா இன்னொரு 6 மாசம் கழிச்சு that the single IC can be fabricated with integrated with some 10 blocks or 20 blocks. So if you could able to integrate more number of electronic blocks or the transistors, so definitely whatever the requirements with respect to your product is totally encapsulated into a single chip. Okay, இன்னைக்கு நம்ம எப்படி டெவலப்மென்ட் பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா ஒரு ஐசி இருக்கு, you connect the input, you perform process, you take the output. So no intermediate components are there. That's what I'm telling. If you open a mouse, you may have only one chip. If you open tomorrow the tablet PC, you may have only one chip. Even today, you may come across the Raspberry Pi, right? So Raspberry Pi is nothing but a single board computer. The company who's manufacturing that single board computer is the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi, they are using a processor from Broadcom. Okay, it is a good company. They are manufacturing this Broadcom processor, which is used for that single board computer. அதனுடைய காஸ்ட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா today the single board computer is available from 1250 rupees. So that board can be connected to your monitor. That small board can be connected to your monitor. You can access internet, you can do documentations, PDF, everything is available. It is very, very cheap. Actually, that board has been developed for educational purpose. But today that board is also used for a lot of real-time product developments. It is a Raspberry Pi. The cost is, even it is available from 750 rupees. That's a single board computer. It's a single chip, single board computer. So because of these integrations, many components, many electronic building block can be integrated into a single chip. More and more resources are integrated into a single chip. So for any application development, for example, sir, I want to develop a mobile phone. Yes, now you can develop a mobile phone in which the mobile chipsets are available for 250 rupees. From Coimbatore, in Coimbatore, you can purchase a mobile chipset. You can purchase a mobile chipset at a cost of 250 rupees. That mobile chipset can be connected with your liking display, your liking keypads, your liking enclosures. Okay, so even you can start developing the mobile phone. But we can promote competitively once your fabrication volume is more. The mobile chipset cost is 250 rupees. Complete modem is available for 250 rupees. You can connect with microcontroller to bring that mobile chipset into your mobile phone. உங்களுக்கு என்ன functionality வேணும், என்ன OS வேணும் எல்லாமே நீங்க போட்டு நீங்க பண்ணிக்கலாம். In this way, the system development is going on. So because of this integrations, we have a lot of technologies are available for the electronic product development. But today, everybody seeks. If you are a customer, you may expect something with respect to your product, right? Similarly, if you take developer will also expect a lot of things once they are starting developing the product. So he has to select which technology will suit for this application. For example, I know only embedded. Okay, but I'm going to develop a medical equipment in which it involves signal processing, which involves huge signal processing. அப்ப நான் embedded processor ரொம்ப support பண்ணாது. I have to go for digital signal processors. So whichever the application needs high computations, whichever the applications involves more mathematical computations, so definitely we have to go for digital signal processors. So how the product development should progress? So what applications you are going to develop, for that application which technology will support, you have to select the technology appropriately in order to start developing the product. So different technologies are available. The designer and developer have to select the technology. But very clear, once you learn one technology, you can migrate from one technological development to another technological development. Okay. So these are the technologies like embedded processor, based system design. Almost 60% of all the electronic products are using these embedded technologies for a specific application development. And you know what is meant by embedded? Embedded is nothing but encapsulation. Embedded is nothing but what? Encapsulation. So all the hardwares, whatever the hardwares you require for developing a product is totally encapsulated. For example, you want to develop an MP3 player. Can you get me what are the things you require? What are the input and output you require to develop an MP3 player? So what are the inputs are there? Input நம்ம என்னென்ன வேணும் நமக்கு ஒரு MP3 வந்து நீங்க டிசைன் பண்றீங்க. Today MP3 modules are available for 125 rupees. Believe it or not. நீங்க அந்த சின்ன MP3 player வச்சுட்டு you can build a very big system and you can promote for 15 to 20,000 rupees. Okay, MP3 modules, basic MP3 modules is available for 120 to 150 rupees. That is the cost of the product. Today it is available. Okay, so what are the inputs you require? For MP3 player, என்னென்ன input இருக்கணும்? So I have to have some switches, right? Okay, then I have to have some microphones also, right? Outputங்கிறது என்ன வேணும்? I need a speaker drive, right? Then I need some visual LED or some display is required. So you have to connect the input, output, and you perform all the process. You know that what is the meaning of MP3 and MP4 or MPEG? இது மாதிரி கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. MP3, MP4, MPEG. MPEG means motion picture entertainment group. Okay, these are all the various standards in which your audio and video files has to be appropriately encoded and decoded. என்கோடு பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு மைக்ரோஃபோன்ல இருந்து ஒரு சிக்னல் வருதுன்னா அதை ப்ராப்பரா என்கோட் பண்ணி நான் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிடுறேன். அதே மாதிரி நான் அதை ரீட்ரை பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா அதை appropriately MP4 has to be appropriately decoded and it has to be appropriately processed before feeding it to the speaker, right? So you know what is the process you have to do, what are the inputs you have to connect, what are the outputs you have to connect. அப்ப நான் ஒரு சிஸ்டம் டெவலப் பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா நான் இன்புட் டைரக்டா கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும், அவுட்புட் டைரக்டா எடுங்களா. நான் கீபேடு மைக்ரோஃபோன் டைரக்டா கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும் ஒரு ஐசில. அதே மாதிரி ஒரு மைக்ரோஃபோனு, ஒரு ஸ்பீக்கரு, ஒரு எல்இடி, ஒரு 7 செக்மெண்ட் ஒரு எல்சிடி டிஸ்பிளே வந்து டைரக்டா நம்ம கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும். அப்ப ஒரு சிஸ்டம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா யூ ஹாவ் அ ப்ராசஸ், inputs are connected directly, outputs are taken directly. அப்ப பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா if you see the system which seems to be very smart, cost effective, low form factor. சரிங்களா? Size also very less. Okay, so if you take the embedded, almost all the basic building block you required for a product development is encapsulated. Okay, then DSP based system design, whenever your application needs a signal processing. Okay, for example, if you take medical equipments, you want to process the signals from sensors. The sensor may be ECG sensors, temperature sensors, right? For capnography, we use some pressure sensors like that. Various sensors are used to pick up the signals, okay, biosignals. And it has to be appropriately processed, right? It has to be appropriately processed. So the process involves mathematics. So you may come across a 5-band equalizer, right? 5-in-1 நீங்க ஆடியோ கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? 5-in-1. அது என்னங்க சார் 5-in-1? அதே மாதிரி whenever we are adjusting the volume, ஒரு 5 பேண்ட் மாதிரி இருக்கும். நம்ம மேல கீழே அதை நம்ம வந்து அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு நம்மளுடைய டேஸ்டுக்கு யூ கேன் செட் யுவர் சவுண்ட், ரைட்? என்னங்க அது? ஈக்குவலைசர். வாட் இஸ் த ரோல் ஆஃப் an equalizer? ஒண்ணு இல்ல, ஈக்குவலைசர் இஸ் யூஸ்டு டு ஃபில்டர் த சிக்னல் அண்ட் டு ஃபிட் டு த ஸ்பீக்கர் அப்ரோப்ரியேட்லி. இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த ஹோம் தியேட்டர்ல பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு 5 ஸ்பீக்கர் இருக்கும். வூஃபர், சப் வூஃபர், ட்வீட்டர், 2 ட்வீட்டர் இருக்கும், ரைட்டா? அதாவது சில் high frequency signals are passed to the tweeter. Then வந்து bass, dum dum sound, அதுக்கு தகுந்தாப்புல ஒரு ஸ்பீக்கர். Then one speaker is meant for our voice. நீங்க இந்த சென்டர் பேண்ட நீங்க ரொம்ப லோ பண்ணீங்கன்னா வாய்ஸ் கம்மியா இருக்கு. அந்த சென்டர்ல ஒரு ஸ்பீக்கர் வச்சிருப்பாங்க, நீங்க அதை கம்மி பண்ணீங்கன்னா அந்த ஸ்பீக்கர்ல இருந்து எந்த அவுட்புட்டுமே வராது. It means that you are going to split the frequency of the component before fit to the appropriate speaker. Low frequency are passed to the bass, high frequency are passed to the tweeter, and voice signals are passed to the speaker. So tweeter, bass, and speaker, tweeter, and woofer. Okay, woofer is for the dum-dum sound. Are you clear about it? Very clear. We do all computations for this filtering. In earlier days, all the filters are static. All the filters are static. Today, if you take mobile phone or if you take audio system, it is dynamic. That is, you can change the characteristics of the filter while you are in flight. That is, you are performing mathematics. You are performing mathematics to do all this kind of digital filters. So whenever your applications have involves high-end computation, especially almost all the medical equipment, the analog front end should be as perfect, as precision as possible. Analog front end. ஏன்னா நீங்க சிக்னல் பிக் பண்றதா ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஒன்ஸ் சிக்னல் பிக்அப் பண்ணி டிஜிட்டலைஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா all the process we can done as per the requirement. But picking that signal is somewhat a tedious process. What is called as analog front end for biomedical equipments. Because you know that the electromagnetic interferences are out there, wherever they. Say, for example, if I drop some devices here, some mechanical oscillations will be there that will greatly disturb the electrical oscillations also. நம்ம டிவி பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம், ஏதோ ஒரு நாய்ஸ் இருந்தது, ஒரு மோட்டர் போட்டோம் அப்படின்னா அந்த மூமெண்ட்ல அந்த டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் வந்து நடக்கும். பட் வீட்டுக்கு ஓகே, பட் சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் திஸ் பயோமெடிக்கல் மெஷர்மெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் கண்ட்ரோல் we cannot able to entertain such kind of interferences. Okay, so அதெல்லாம் வந்து சப்ரஸ் பண்றதுக்கு நமக்கு we should have a perfect analog front end. ஈவன் நம்ம லேப்டாப் வாங்கினா கூட அந்த ஏசி பிளக்ல பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா நடுவுல ஒரு ரவுண்டா இருக்கும். Do you know what is that? It is a filtering. It is called snubber circuit. It is called snubber circuit. In order to give you a proper voltages, appropriate voltages to your laptop or some high-end electronic gadgets, so we have used such kind of filters. Okay. And here mixed signal processors, or we have digital signal controllers. So a lot of companies today, they are using digital signal controllers. If you take the microchip, they are the largest manufacturers of the digital signal controllers. Because few applications I need a good analog as well as a good digital electronic counterpart for my applications, so I can go for digital signal controllers. And we have board support packages. It is very easy to develop the prototype with the help of BSP. One good example is Arduino is a good example. Raspberry Pi is an example. Okay, in or Arduino use panninga appadina, Arduino they have variants of evaluation boards are there. And the board they have all drivers, right? நீங்க ஒரு மவுஸ் கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும், ஒரு கீபோர்டு கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும், ஒரு ஆடியோ பிளேயர் கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும்னா all the drivers, all the softwares are already available. Okay, it is an open source. It is a open source. All the resources are available to develop your system with the help of that kind of BSP board support packages. If you like Python to develop electronic product, yes, it is possible. Today, hardware learning is not much required. Very clear, you should have a very good understanding capability of the hardware. இன்னைக்கு ஒரு electronic product development பண்றோம்னா ஒரு indigenous superior knowledge of hardware is not much required. இன்னைக்கு வந்து a lot of companies, even in Coimbatore, a lot of companies, they are developing electronic products, but they are not testing much on the hardware part. They are just testing the software part. Today, software is ruling. அது ஐடி ஃபீல்டாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, இல்லை எலக்ட்ரானிக் ப்ராடக்ட் டெவலப்மெண்டாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, the software plays very important role in which it should be more optimized. Okay, so all these technologies are using different softwares to develop the electronic products. So if you want to complete your prototype, you can go for SBC based system development. I have given example like TI, Beagle board, Raspberry Pi, Arduino. These are all the various platforms in which ready-made hardwares are available. You connect your requirements, you connect your input output, then you can do programming with respect to your applications. Then FPGA CPL, the FPGA is nothing but field programmable gate array, and this kind of technologies are well suitable if you want to implement only the digital system. Okay, and if you plan to go for volume production, we can go for FPGA, CPLD or ASIC based system design. If you take ASIC, is nothing but application specific integrated circuit. It is a process of transforming from FPGA based system development to ASIC. FPGA may be used for some low volume production. If you take keyboard, mouse, or டை மாதிரி இருக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, ஏதோ மெழுகு ஊத்துற மாதிரி இருக்கும். That is nothing but an ASIC chip. அதே மாதிரி வீடியோ கேமிங் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க, நிறைய கேசட்ஸ். அந்த கேசட்ஸோட ரேட் எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா ₹100 ஒரு கேசட்டை கொடுப்பாங்க. That video gaming and are all done with the help of ASIC. Okay, that ASIC technologies are used for volume production. Okay, and SoC based system development, that is complete system on chip based system development. And last before is the MEMS and NIMS, micro electromechanical system and nano electromechanical system. So today good development is there. So Indian government they have set up a fabrication center for manufacturing this MEMS product, micro electromechanical system. So today, if you take in mobile phone, we have a gyroscope and we have accelerometers on there, right? For gaming, we are using angle detection, right? In mobile phone on the XYZ direction, in the direction, if you take the airbag controls, we are using these accelerometers to detect the accidents and to open the airbag. Okay, there are a lot of applications today. We have a lot of MEMS parts are there. நல்லா யோசிச்சு பாருங்க ஒரு மெக்கானிக்கல் பார்ட்டா எலக்ட்ரானிக்கா நான் எப்படி determine பண்ண முடியும் அப்படிங்கறத யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. Okay, if you take that the size of that MEMS sensor is very small. It may be in the range of 1 mm by 1 mm. The size is very small. Okay, so it integrates all electrical, electronic, electromechanical, and even mechanical part within a single ICs. Okay, you know about the relay, right? Why we are using the relays? The relays are used for switching high voltage, right? இப்போ எல்இடி ஆன் அண்ட் ஆஃப்னா நான் லோ வோல்டேஜ்ல ஸ்விட்ச் பண்ணிடலாம். ஐ வாண்ட் டு டர்ன் ஆன் திஸ் லேம்ப், ஐ வாண்ட் டு டர்ன் ஆன் த ஃபேன் அப்படின்னா ஐ வில் யூஸ் அ ரிலே. ஓகே, relay is used for switching high voltages. But today to tomorrow, you don't want to use relay for switching high devices. Even your ICs, your integrated circuit have integrated electromechanical relays to turn on and turn off your high voltages devices. Today, if you see the IC voltage, maximum you can give 5 volt or 9 volt, but you can switch the IO devices with the help of 230 volt. Okay, so great development is going on based on MEMS, micro electromechanical system, and nano electromechanical system. That micro and nano that tells the size of the such components which is available in the market. And FPAA. So I told about that analog front end. So whenever you do any instrumentation, measurement and control, sir, I want to develop a product for measurement and control, you should have a strong analog front end. Okay, so today we are using temperature measurements, right? நீங்க டாக்டர் போனா contact plus temperature measurement பண்றாங்க. It is a non-invasive measurement. So can anybody tell what sensor is used for that non-invasive measurements of temperature? So previously we can measure temperature physically with the help of thermistors, some thermometers. Okay, but today we are measuring the relative temperature. Say for example, if you want to measure the temperature of a furnace, the furnace is in the range of 1000 to 1500 degrees Celsius. You cannot be able to use any sensors to measure the temperature physically. So we can measure the relative temperature. You know that அங்க furnace இருக்கு அப்படின்னா நான் இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு temperature அங்க 1000 degree Celsiusனா இங்க ஒரு 50 degree Celsius இருக்கு. அந்த 50 degree Celsiusையும் 1000 degree Celsiusையும் நான் linearization பண்ணுவேன், mapping பண்ணி relative temperature I can measure to measure the temperature of the furnace. Okay, but today we are using infrared sensors. Okay, infrared sensors are used for measuring temperature for contactless measurements today. Okay, so for such kind of applications we need a very good analog front end. For medical equipment development, for sensing applications, we should have a very good analog front end. So that is based on field programmable analog array. So whenever because mostly today we are in the age of digital, right? And almost all the physical analog quantities are converted into digital quantities for processing and for performing any control. Okay, but still a lot of equipments need the analog processing, analog measurements, analog control. So for that we can use this FPAA, field programmable analog array. Only one company in the world manufacturing this FPAA, field programmable analog array. That is from the company Anadic. Okay, so once we start developing a product, first we have to understand the various technologies currently available, and as per the requirement of the applications, we have to make use of the technologies. Once you are having a strong experience in design for 2 years, you can very easily migrate from one product development to another, one technological development into another technological development. Because say for example, we are running a company, most of the products we develop based on only embedded. But later on we got some good projects. We cannot we should not force ourselves to promote or to progress our product development with the help of only embedded. So we have to select the technologies with more optimizations on various parameters. Okay, so this is how the things are going on. If you are a developer, Okay. Mostly we depend on programmable system on chip. Complete system is encapsulated into a single chip. It is a single block, and we connect the input. What I told about the micro MP3 players. You give the input directly, you take the output directly, you can perform some programmable process. Whereas, for example, here I want to control this room. Okay, I want to incorporate or I want to integrate the artificial intelligence to the room. So what are the intelligence you can make? Because today you may heard about the various buzzword like data mining, artificial intelligence, machine learning. What is a machine learning? You are transferring your knowledge to the machine. That's all right. நான் என்ன ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்து ஒரு வேலையை பண்ணுவானோ அதை வந்து மிஷினுக்கு டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணி பண்ண சொல்றேன். That is called machine learning, in which you should strong in hardware and software. That's all. Okay. And also today for any matter we depends on data. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம வந்து இன்னைக்கு கூகுள் பண்றோம். இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஷர்ட்ஸ் பர்ச்சேஸ் ஷர்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னு நம்ம பண்றோம். ஒரு வாரத்துக்கு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த கம்பெனி உங்களை தொத்திட்டே இருக்கு. It is a big for data, right? Because crores and crores of data is appropriately managed, right? யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, உங்க மொபைல்ல இருந்து நீங்க சர்ச் பண்றீங்க, உங்க மொபைலுக்கு தான் அந்த நீங்க என்ன கூகுள் ஓபன் பண்ணாலும் அந்த பாப்அப்ஸ், அந்த குக்கீஸ், அந்த அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும் until you are purchasing it. Okay, so இது எல்லாமே வந்து it depends on hardware and software. இன்னைக்கு வந்து we should strong in programming. அது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப important, and you should be more intelligent. Everybody is intelligent, and your intelligence has to be transferred to a machine. அதான் சொன்ன ஒரு லாஸ்ட் ஒரு 1 week before I come across article 30 to 40% within 10 years 30 to 40% of man-hour work will be completely replaced by the machines, especially for hotels, right? Hotels, no persons will be there to cook, to serve. Robots will be used. Okay, even your artificial intelligence today, we have softwares for legal. 1 or 2 days before I come across an article in which you can give the input to get the legal solutions. Lawyer கிட்ட நம்ம போறோம் அப்படின்னா அவருக்கு ஒரு 2000 ரூபாய் கொடுத்துட்டு தான் நம்ம பிரச்சனைகளை சொல்லி legal complaints வந்து நம்ம வாங்குவோம். But today the softwares are available. So almost 30 to 40% of manual work will be replaced by this kind of intelligence. நாளைக்கு who is going to rule அப்படின்னா an engineer who is strong in programming, good understanding capability of the hardware. இது ரெண்டும், then an application. You should be strong in applications also. இது மூணு ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருந்தீங்கன்னா தான் those persons is going to earn money in crores and crores. ஓகேங்களா? நாளைக்கு அந்த ஹோட்டல்ல பாத்தீங்க, ரிசப்ஷன்ல பாத்தீங்க, எல்லாத்துக்குமே machine will definitely replace. That's what you know. If you take ஒரு 7 to 8 years before பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா ஐடி ஃபீல்ட்ல ஒரு அளவுக்கு ப்ரோக்ராமிங் நாலேஜ் இருந்தா எடுத்துக்கோ. இன்னைக்கு if you take the company Paytm and just say, Paytm, just pay, these are all the companies, they are developing product for mobile sale, mobile அதாவது என்ன பேமெண்ட் கேட்வேஸ். இதெல்லாம் அவங்களால என்னங்க பேமெண்ட் கேட்வே கம்பெனிஸ். இப்ப ஒரு ஆர்டர் நம்ம பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா ஆர்டர் ஹாஸ் டு பி அக்செப்டட் அண்ட் பேமெண்ட் ஹாஸ் டு பி டன் இமிடியட்லி. இல்ல நீங்க பேமெண்ட் பண்றதுக்கு அது சுத்திக்கிட்டே இருக்குது, நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? You will wait up to maximum of 1 minute. Then after that you will delete it and you will come up, right? Appa he is losing the business. If you take Americans will never wait for more than 8 seconds to 10 seconds for a payment. அதுக்குள்ள நடந்துடணும். போச்சுன்னா business போச்சு. He will go for some other companies. Are you clear about it? So that's what, if you take JustPay, the company is recruiting people and they are paying almost 80,000 rupees per month for freshers. Today the package is 1 lakh. During internship they are paying 50,000 rupees. But they will take 2 days to assess the person. They will give program, that is they will give the task and you are going to submit the task. You are going to give the solution for the task within 2 days. More optimized. Okay. முதல்ல வந்து அந்த அளவுக்கு ரிகரஸா வந்து ஐடியோ இல்ல ஹார்ட்வேர் ஃபீல்டையோ டெஸ்ட் பண்றது கிடையாது. Today if you want to become a product development engineer or if you want to become an IT professional development engineer, then you will be assessed in your program. ஏன்னா ஹார்ட்வேர் பிரச்சனையே கிடையாது. Because the references are already created. But software is not like that. You should understand the task accordingly. You write your program with more optimized. முதல்ல எல்லா அப்ளிகேஷன் வந்து கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல தான் எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகிடும். Computer speed power is good, right? But if you take, everybody is expecting everything we are done with the help of mobile phone, in which it doesn't have superior power comparatively to the computers. அப்ப உங்க ப்ரோக்ராம், உங்க சாஃப்ட்வேர், உங்க அப்ளிகேஷன், உங்க ஆப் ரொம்ப ஆப்டிமைஸ்டா இருக்கும். So this is how the things are going on. Product development is going on. So these are the various, for the customers we are developing the product. Product is developed for the customers. So customer should be satisfied, right? The various parameters that you have to look into account for with respect to the customer requirements or the size of the product, right? So we normally feel if you are purchasing mobile phone, we thought that it should be less weight, the form factor should be good, right? So the size of the product is important, weight of the product, cost is effective, low power consumption. Today, almost all the electronic product, we are not running with only AC power, but also with small battery for longer time period, right? The mobile phone, we will see what is the battery they are using it, how much of power it will deliver, how many days it can withstand. Because for almost for all the products, electronic gadgets, we are expecting that system has to run with small battery for longer time period. So low power consumption is very important, and it should be safe and reliable also, right? For example, even today, most of the mobile, if you run the mobile phone continuously, what will happen? So battery gets heated, at one moment it gets burned, right? But a lot of technologies are available to sense and to protect it. Okay, others time when the failure iron. But we have to have a good, safe and a reliable system, and it has to work in a harsh environment. Your computer have a very good environment to run, right? For example, I want to develop a product to measure the temperature of a furnace. You just imagine the environment. If you take the temperature is very abnormal, okay? But your system should not misbehave even in the harsh environment. Because every electronic product, we have different variants again. Normal grade, industrial grade, and medical grade mode. Okay. So based on the environment, we have to design our products. Okay. So even though the environment is very harsh means the temperature may be abnormal, humidity or moisture or vibrations, mechanical vibrations will be there. Even though with respect to the harsh environment, your system should not be, right? And safe and secure, and the life of the product is also there, right? So once because you have to do some bookkeepings, right? You have to do some bookkeepings. The computer power it will restart. But for example, washing machine time set 10 minutes set 5 minutes power poyichu. Power on whether the system has to be resetted or resumed, it has to resume. Work we have some supervisor to detect whether his power is going to fail. Then it has to do a lot of bookkeeping moves. Switch off all. So we need good supervisors, and we have a variety of power saving modes. If a mobile phone I have to go for power saving modes, right? Because most of that electronic product is running with battery for longer time period, right? So if you don't have any work, you have to keep your system in standby. And there are a lot of manufacturers are there, Texas Instruments, Microchip. These are all the major players who manufacture this embedded microcontrollers. These are all the information about DSP, digital signal processors. I told that whenever you want to develop the product which involves high-end signal processing, so you can use this DSP, digital based system design, DSP type. So it is used for real-time signal processing. For example, you camera video capture பண்றீங்க, அதை display move பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா it is a real one. மைக்ல பேசுறீங்க, ஸ்பீக்கர்ல கேக்குறீங்க அப்படின்னா it's a real time signals. இதுக்கு பிரேக் எல்லாம் நம்ம போடவே முடியாது. இங்க சிக்னல் பாட்டு வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும். நீங்க வீடியோ டிவைசஸ்க்கோ இல்ல ஸ்பீக்கருக்கோ கண்டினியூஸா சிக்னல் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருப்பீங்க. It's one example for real time applications. And I've given another applications, real time applications like ventilators, right? And it is used for high speed streaming data because audio and video has streaming of data, right? So TV நம்ம பார்க்குறோம் அப்படின்னா how the video we are having it. Very clear. Do we have any sensors to capture the video? Do we have any sensors to capture the video? No, we have sensors to capture only the images. ஒரு ஃப்ரேமை தான் ஒரு சென்சர் வந்து கேப்சர் பண்ணும். பட் அந்த கேப்சரிங்கோட டைம் பீரியட் கம்மியா இருக்கும். அப்ப மோர் நம்பர் ஆஃப் கேப்சரிங் கேன் டேக்ஸ் பிளேஸ் வித்தின் அ செகண்ட். அப்ப வீடியோ எப்படி சார் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்றாங்கன்னா, நீங்க 10 செகண்ட்ஸ் நீங்க ரெக்கார்ட் பண்றீங்கன்னா ஒவ்வொரு ஃப்ரேமா எடுத்து ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோம். பிகாஸ் தேர் இஸ் நோ சென்சர்ஸ் டு கண்டினியூஸ்லி என்னதுங்க வீடியோ ரெக்கார்ட் பண்றதுக்கு கிடையாது. வீடியோ ரெக்கார்டிங் இஸ் நத்திங் பட் இன்டைரக்ட் recording of video with the help of static frames. With the help of என்னதுங்க static frame. அது பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு வீடியோவை நீங்க பார்க்கணும் அப்படின்னா 60 frames has to be moved to the display per second. 60 frame நீங்க மினிமம் மூவ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா தான் அது மோஷன் பிக்சர் மாதிரி இருக்கும். நீங்க அதோட கம்மியா மூவ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா image looks like flickering, video looks like flickering, not images. Videos will looks like a flickering. முதல்ல மொபைல் போன் வந்தப்ப வந்து ஸ்பீட் இருக்காது. நீங்க வீடியோ ரன் பண்ணீங்கன்னா there is a break between successive frame. There is a break between successive frame. அது பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா அது கண்டினியூஸ் மோஷன் பிக்சராவே இருக்காது. Are you clear about it? So like that, if you want to process such kind of signals, definitely we should have this kind of digital based system design. And DSP programs can be forced in accurately with the determination operations because it will perform good mathematics. And enrich the accelerator is very, very important. So every system we need accelerator. So accelerator is used to enhance the performance of your system. For example, so we have a graphics cards are used in computer, right? So what is the purpose of graphics card? The graphics card is used for playing around videos, right? Playing around images for your computer. Because the computer processor will feel difficult to process signals associated with image and video. அந்த மாதிரி ரெக்வயர்மெண்ட் வந்ததுன்னா அந்த ரெக்வயர்மெண்ட் கம்ப்ளீட்டா கொண்டு போய் யார்கிட்ட கொடுத்துரும்? கிராபிக்ஸ் கார்டு கொடுத்துரும். அந்த கிராபிக் கார்டு என்ன பண்ணணும்? அந்த வீடியோ ரிலேட்டட் ஆபரேஷன்ஸ் அது பார்க்கும். அதே மாதிரி ஆல் த கம்ப்யூட்டர்ஸ் we are having co-processors. கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க co-processor. We have a main processor and we have a co-processor. Co-processor is an accelerator. Co-processor என்னன்னா it is to perform mathematics. So the processor will feel difficult to perform computations, especially floating point computations. So அதெல்லாம் வந்து பண்றது யார் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா co-processor will do. Okay. So we have a lot of accelerators. We are having it to be used in conjunction with the main processor to increase the performance of your systems. And we have high performance ALU and MMU, that is memory management unit with DMA capabilities, integrated multiplication and addition operations can take place paralleling. அதாவது for signal processing we need map. எல்லா digital signal processorலயும் map இருக்கும். அதாவது multiplication and accumulation. Okay, because all the signal processing involves this multiplication and accumulation should take place parallelly. Then integrated with audio video decoders, because most of the DSP is used for audio and video applications. So all the video encoders, audio video encoders and decoders are integrated within a single DSP. So this is a mixed signal processor in which it has the capability of both microcontrollers and digital signal processors. But with the limited expense. I talked about the board support packages. If you want to release your prototype at the earliest, definitely we have to depend on only the board support packages. So complete testing and complete functional requirements can be tested with the help of this board support packages. I have given an example like a Raspberry Pi, we can use it. We can use a Beagle board from Texas Instrument. We can use a Arduino platform, because Arduino itself, they have variants of evaluation kits. So you can complete your prototyping with the help of this kind of board support packages, and almost all the drivers are already available for the board support. Okay. in which, because driver is very important if you want to interact with any of the specific hardware, so you will take more amount of time to write the driver. Okay, so all the drivers are available. Then you can use the driver for completing the application of the application for prototyping. It's used for a complex system. Okay, this is a SPOs, that is programmable system on chip. That is, I told that SOC, system on chip. Today, Cypress is the company who are manufacturing this programmable system chip. You can purchase the IC. You can define the complete functionality of your IC. But DSP microcontrollers already some blocks are there in which you can use the block for application. But this piece of is not like that. SOC, that is SOC is not like that. எனக்கு என்ன ஹார்ட்வேர் வேணுமோ அது டோட்டலாவே நம்ம இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். So there are a lot of things are there with respect to piece of. This is FPGA VLSI based system design. Thank you. These are the various points with respect to the piece of. Tomorrow, piece of programmable system on chip will play a very important role to bring a lot of values like a size, cost, form factor for a product. Okay, and Cypress is the company. They are dominant in the market of for manufacturing the PCs, and all the smart sensors like MEMS and NIMS products, micro electromechanical system, nano electromechanical system, can be developed with the help of these technologies. Today we have a lot of products are in the market like accelerometers, like gyroscope, like that products are available. We have pressure sensors are also available. Various products today we are having, and the government is supporting to establish the fabrication unit for manufacturing the MEMS sensors in IIT. இன்னைக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா even professors from PSG College of Technology, they are designing their sensing element, and they are transferring the design to IIT to get the product. Okay, நம்ம IC manufacturers பண்றதுக்கு இன்னைக்கு facilities கிடையாது, but we can manufacture today MEMS and NIMS products. Small sensors we can develop. This is based on the field programmable application, because I told that for any medical equipment we need a very good analog front end. Today mostly we are preferring field programmable analog arrays. These ICs are used for analog front end. Okay, and other technologies is also there, having a very good market like IoT, microwave servers, near field communications. I think today you can see a video ஒரு வாட்சோட ஆட் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. அந்த வாட்ச்ல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க இப்படி கை திருப்பினீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த மெனுஸ் ஆர் மேல போகும், இப்படி திருப்பினீங்கன்னா மெனு கீழே போகும், இப்படி பண்ணீங்கன்னா your next frame வரும், இப்படி பண்ணீங்கன்னா previous frame வரும் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. That is based on only the NFC, near field communications. So a lot of research is and product development is going on based on near field communications, and we have spintronics and various other technologies with respect to specific applications are available. Even if you take super capacitors, today I told that good research is going on for battery and battery charging. நாளைக்கு tea shops la இருக்கும், tea shops la, petrol bunk la, even every home may have the battery charging equipment. If cost is very less, every home has to have the battery. Today the cost of the e-vehicle is very high, right? ஒரு டூ வீலர் வந்து ஒரு 70,000 ரூபாய் இருந்தாலும் ஒரு டூ வீலர் வந்து நம்ம வாங்க முடியும். But definitely சொல்றேன், within a span of 3 to 4 years, definitely the product price will definitely comes around 40,000 rupees. ஒரு 30,000 rupees நல்ல பவர் e-vehicle, ஒரு ஓரளவுக்கு அப்ரிஷியபிள் ஸ்பீடு போற e-vehicle கண்டிப்பா டெவலப் பண்ணுவாங்க. Even in Coimbatore, you can find 4 or 5 companies manufacturing the e-vehicles. Even academic institutions can also develop and manufacture and promote e-vehicles. Supercapacitors, that is, supercapacitor is used for quick time charge. Then autonomous and self-guided experiments, micro robots and humanoid robots. There are a lot of applications are there. So e-nose is also there. Still it is under research, right? You can transfer audio files, video files, but if you want to transfer the smell, yes, research is going on. You can transfer the smell also. Okay. Even today we have a lot of sensors are there, right? Gas sensors are there. That is, Your gas sensing can be done electronically, and we have electromechanical, electrochemical sensor is also available, right? If you measure the carbon monoxide, I talked about the capnography. It is a costlier equipment which is used to sense the carbon dioxide when you are exhaling, and when you are inhaling, how much of amount of oxygen you are taking it, how much of carbon dioxide you are using it. So because once you understand the waveform behind the inhalation and exhalation, the physician can diagnose the diseases very easily associated with your heart pumping. Okay. And regulations is very, very important today, because I met a lot of companies. If you take most of the companies, they are promoting the market, promoting the product without certifications. அந்த அளவுக்கு இந்தியால வந்து ரூல் வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கம்மி. Because certain products, say for example, if you take audio player, it is mandate to certify, to get the certification. It is law. Legally, your product should be certified from Bureau of Indian Standards. பிசினஸ் தெரியும் உங்களுக்கு. அது நீங்க சர்டிபிகேஷன் வாங்கினதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் நீங்க ப்ரொமோட்டே பண்ண முடியும். ஆனா அந்த ரூல்ஸ் இருக்கே ஒழிய அந்த ரூல்ஸ் வந்து யாரும் ஃபுல்லா வந்து ஃபாலோ பண்றது இல்லை. பெனால்டி ஃபார் தட் ஆல்சோ இஸ் வெரி வெரி லெஸ். Even lot of companies, they are manufacturing the biomedical equipment in which you don't require certifications to promote it. But it is always good to certify to promote your product worldwide. Okay. So there are a lot of companies, lot of agencies and organizations are available for getting the certifications. நீங்க நிறைய பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஒரு லேப்டாப் பாத்தீங்கன்னா யூஎல்னு போட்டிருப்பாங்க, சிஇ போட்டிருப்பாங்க, எஃப்டிஏ போட்டிருப்பாங்க. You can come across various icons for various certifications. If you take FCC is a certification, so that is for Federal Communication Commission. இந்த certification எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்றாங்கன்னா, it is for testing other emissions. இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா almost all the microcontrollers, the processors are running with clock, okay, in which the clock may dissipate some interferences also. Okay, so that is a radio frequency emissions at some frequencies. 8 kHz மேல உங்க ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து ஒரு சிக்னலை வந்து ஜெனரேட் பண்ணுது அப்படின்னா, that signal will disturb the normal communications. Okay, so அது வந்து பாஸ் பண்றதுக்கு we have to get a certification of Federal Communication from Federal Communication Commission. Okay, although the product emission should not interfere with wireless communication. அதுக்கு தான் certifications நம்ம வாங்குறோம். Then also we have a UL. நீங்க நிறைய லேப்டாப்ஸ்ல பார்த்திருப்பீங்க, ULங்கிற ஒரு சைன் இருக்கும். அப்ப என்ன இது மீன் பண்ணுதுன்னா, that product pass the certification of UL. அது என்னதுன்னா, எந்தெந்த டிவைஸ் வாங்குவோம் அப்படின்னா டைரக்ட் ஏசி பிளக்இன் டிவைசஸ். ஸோ நம்ம லேப்டாப் வந்து நம்ம ஏசி டைரக்ட் பிளக்இன் நம்ம சொல்லலாம். Then it has to ensure product does not start electrical fire. அதனுடைய இன்சூரன்ஸ் கோசம்னா அந்த கம்ப்ளைண்ட்ஸை பாஸ் பண்ணாதான் அந்த சர்டிபிகேஷன்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். ரெண்டு ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் மட்டும் போட்டிருக்காங்க. UL 94 ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஃபார் என்க்ளோசர்ஸ், அதாவது கேபினெட். தென் அடுத்தது வந்து லித்தியம் அயன் பேட்டரிஸ்க்கு ஒரு ஸ்டாண்டர்ட். ஸோ ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டாண்டர்டுக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு பார்ட் நம்பர் இஸ் தேர். ஸோ வி ஷுட் நோ த பார்ட் நம்பர் ஃபார் தட் ப்ராடக்ட் ஃபார் கெட்டிங் த சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸ். தென் ஐஏசி எல்லாத்துக்குமே தெரியும், இன்டர்நேஷனல் எலக்ட்ரோ டெக்னிக்கல் கமிஷன்ஸுங்க. அதுக்கும் 2 ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் கோடு கொடுத்துருக்கேன். அந்த 2 ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் கோடு எதுக்கு டெஸ்ட் பண்றோம் அப்படிங்கிறது. ஓகே, ஃபார் கரண்ட் ஸ்டேட்டஸ். தென் சி, நிறைய ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் அப்பதான் சிங்கிற ஒரு மார்க் இருக்கும். That is for a committee European. So if you want to promote your product in European countries, then definitely your electronic product should be certified from CE. So CE எதுக்கு பார்க்குறோம் அப்படின்னா for health, safety and environmental productions. இது ஏதோ டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணது உங்க ப்ராடக்ட் அப்படின்னா you cannot able to get the certificate. அதை நீங்க பாஸ் பண்ணணும். என்னுடைய ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து இது மூணையும் வந்து டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆகாது அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு சில டெஸ்டிங் இருக்கு. அந்த டெஸ்டிங் எல்லாம் பாஸ் பண்ணாதான் அவன் சர்டிஃபை பண்ணுவான். Then FDA, I told that FDA is nothing but Food and Drug Administration. It is an agency of US. Okay, if you want to develop medical equipment, you want to promote, definitely you have to pass the FDA certifications. If you take the number of companies who got FDA approval to promote medical equipment from India, is only 1 or 2 companies. Only 1 or 2 companies they got the FDA certification for few products. It's not easy to pass the FDA certifications. And the rules are very stringent in US. And for India, definitely all the electronic product we have to clear the certification from Bureau of Indian Standards. ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு தான் சொல்றேன். நீங்க ஒரு வயர்லெஸ் கீபோர்டு நீங்க டெவலப் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா you must to pass the certification. And the certification information is available in the net. IS 13252 போட்டீங்கனாவே அதுவே கிளியரா கொடுக்கும் நீங்க எந்தெந்த டெஸ்ட் எல்லாம் பாஸ் பண்ணணும். So definitely once the product development is completed, it is always better you can spend another 6 months to clear this certification. But it is very expensive, very expensive to get the certification. For example, if you want to certify your product from Bureau of Indian Standard, at least 4 to 5 lakhs you have to spend for getting the certifications. That's what, once you start developing the product, once the development life cycle is completed, it is always better to target the world market for volume business. Chinese oda success e adha. தைரியமா ஒரு ஃபேப்ரிகேஷன்ல லட்சம் பீஸ் போடும். அவனுடைய தைரியமே ஒரு ஃபேப்ரிகேஷன். வீடியோ கேம்ஸ் எல்லாம் எப்படி அவ்வளவு சீப்பரா கிடைக்கும் யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. 300 ரூபாய் 400 ரூபாய் கிடைக்கும். நம்மளால எல்லாம் சான்ஸே கிடையாது. அதே மாதிரி அந்த கேசட் வீடியோ கேசட் பிளேயர் மவுஸ் பாருங்க எவ்வளவு 50 ரூபாய்க்கு 60 ரூபாய்க்கு மவுஸ் குவாலிட்டி உங்களுக்கு எந்த குவாலிட்டி வேணும்னாலும் உங்களுக்கு ப்ராடக்ட் கிடைக்கும் ஃப்ரம் சைனா. The mouse, the same company is promoting the product to India as well as to the US also. Same company, same product is manufacturing and promoting to India as well as US. The quality differs. நம்மால 50 ரூபாய்க்கு தான் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணுவோம். காசுக்கேத்த பணியா இருக்கணும். From same company, if you need a good product, definitely their product is good and reliable. எப்படி அவனால கொடுக்க முடியும்னா தைரியமா ஃபேப்ரிகேஷன் வால்யூம் பிசினஸ் தான். நம்ம ஆட்கள் பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு நாளைக்கு 50 பீஸ் 100 பீஸ் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ணணும்னாவே தயங்கி நம்ம மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ணணும். ஏன்னா அது ஸ்டாக் யார்ட்லயே இருக்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா நம்ம மோஸ்ட்லி இந்தியன் கம்பெனிஸ் they just depend on only the local customers. Even கோயம்புத்தூர்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்றவங்க தமிழ்நாட்டுக்குள்ள மட்டும் தான் பிசினஸ் பண்றாங்க நிறைய. ஓகேங்களா? பட் யூ ஹாவ் டு டார்கெட் தி வேர்ல்ட் மார்க்கெட். அட்லீஸ்ட் நம்ம வேர்ல்ட் மார்க்கெட் டார்கெட் பண்ணாதான் இந்தியாவில் ஃபுல்லா நம்ம ப்ராடக்ட்டை டெவலப்மெண்ட் பண்ணி ப்ரொமோட் பண்ணலாம். இஃப் யூ ப்ரொமோட் யுவர் ப்ராடக்ட் ஒன்லி வித்தின் தமிழ்நாடு ஆர் ஒன்லி வித்தின் த டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட், யூ கேனாட் ஏபிள் டு ஜெனரேட் மோர் ரெவென்யூஸ். அப்ப அந்த தைரியம் இருக்கணும். வால்யூம் பிசினஸ்ங்கிற தைரியம். அவங்க ஒரு ஃபேப்ரிகேஷன் செட் பண்ணா அப்படின்னா 1 லட்சம் பீஸ் ஒரு ஃபேப்ரிகேஷன்ல வரும். அது எந்த ப்ராடக்டா இருந்தாலும் சரி, அது ஒரு கேமிங் டிவைஸா இருக்கட்டும், ஒரு எலக்ட்ரானிக் டாயா இருக்கட்டும் அப்படின்னா 1 லட்சம் 2 லட்சம் பீஸ் தான். He will spend more time to catch that market. ஆனா மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் வால்யூம்ல தான் அவங்க மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. That's what their product price is cheaper. We should not underestimate the product quality of China. We should not underestimate the product quality of China because Indian customers, Indian mindset, we always seek the product with very lesser prices. நம்மளோட எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன் தகுந்தப்பட that is one of our requirement, right? If you take US, cost is not a matter, correct? ஒரு பொருள் US, if you take a US customer, cost of the product பெரிய இது தேவையில்லை. அவனுக்கு quality of the product is very important. Even in India, a lot of customers, they seek about quality, but mostly they seek about only the pricing of the product. அப்ப காசுக்கு தகுந்தப்பட தான் பண்ணியாரு. So how they can bring the product price at very cheaper? Only because of volume business. They are targeting the world market. They are not depending only the Chinese market. They are targeting the world market. They are promoting their products to US, European countries, even Taiwan. They are very indigenous in all product development, even though they are manufacturing and they are promoting their products to Taiwan. Taiwan is equal competitor to China. But China population is very high. More companies are there. That's what they easily catch up the world market. Are you clear about it? But now youngsters, young engineers, they have a broad mind. That's what the government is promoting, young minds with great innovations for startup. They are giving lot of facilities for the young companies. Okay, in case of funds, in case of tax deductions, in case of money spending for the patent, நிறைய facilitate பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஏன்னா government is like to promote export. Any taxes are involved for the company involved in export? ஏதோ டாக்ஸ் இருக்குங்களா எக்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்றதுக்கு? வெரி கிளியர். அதாவது நம்ம வீட்டுக்குள்ளேயே செலவு பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தா மணி உள்ளே தான் சர்க்குலேட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கும். பக்கத்து வீட்டுல இருந்து நம்ம காசு எப்படி உள்ள வரணும் அப்படிங்கிறது தான். அதே மாதிரிதான் we have to get the money in dollars. ஓகே, அதுதான் அந்நிய செலவு அப்படிங்கிறோம். அந்நிய செலவு நிறைய பண்ணக்கூடாது, அந்நிய மணி உள்ள வரணும். இன்னைக்கு இந்தியால ஐ எம் கெட்டிங் அ salary of 1 lakh அப்படின்னா I have to pay the income tax. For example, people working there, they are sending money from US to India, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs per month. Any taxes levied? No tax. So far, there is no tax levied. So we have to get the money in foreign currency, especially in dollars. அப்பதான் நம்ம grow ஆக முடியும். நம்ம மணி நம்ம இங்கேயே சர்க்குலேட் இருக்குதுன்னா we have to get money from abroad. That's what export policies promotion council is there. Export promotion council is there. நீங்க உங்க ப்ராடக்ட் நீங்க டெவலப் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா கவர்மெண்ட் ஏஜென்சிஸ் ஆர் தேர். தே வில் புஷ் யூ பீப்புள் டு ப்ரொமோட் யுவர் ப்ராடக்ட் வேர்ல்டு வைட். ப்ராடக்ட் குவாலிட்டியாகவும் இன்னோவேட்டிவாகவும் காஸ்ட் எஃபெக்டிவாகவும் இருந்ததுன்னா கவர்மெண்ட் ஏஜென்சி வில் சப்போர்ட் யுவர் ப்ராடக்ட் டு ப்ரொமோட் குளோபலி. குளோபல் மார்க்கெட் நீங்க போனீங்கன்னா தான் யூ கேன் டூ குட் பிசினஸ். யூ டேக் ராபர்ட் Bosch, they have started the firm just for some basic design and all. இங்க கம்பெனி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணப்ப ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஐ திங்க் என்ஜிபில ஒரு ஃப்ளோர்ல இருந்தது, என்ஜிபி காலேஜ்ல இருந்து. அதுக்கப்புறம் they have gone for their own premises. But today if you see here, almost 60% of the world design, okay, all the electronic design, especially if you take the complete electronic e-vehicle design and development, is going only in Coimbatore center. முதல்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா ராபர்ட் போஸ் they seek people only from freshers. They will seek people only from PSG Tech, CIT, Kumaraguru College of Technology. But very clear today, the institution name they never consider. இன்னைக்கு பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு லோ ப்ரொஃபைல் காலேஜஸ்ல நல்ல ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸை நல்ல சேலரிக்கு ஃப்ரெஷர்ஸா ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க. பிகாஸ் there are good development is going on. இந்த Robert Bosch they do development not for only the local market, right? They do target the world market. So that's what they could able to generate more revenue. They are paying huge salary also. Okay. So definitely, if you want to promote your product globally, certifications you have to clear. There is no limits to explore on technologies. It is keep on updating it. Enhancing optimized programming is very, very important, irrespective of the application domain. Thorough understanding of hardware is required. Accepting migrations. Migration means what? Today I am using one technology. Tomorrow I have to use some other technology for some other solution. So you have to accept your migrations. Problem solving is very important. Team management is very important. Procurement, very clear. How to procure? Because you cannot able to design your product with only local availability, right? எங்க இருந்தாலும் அதை அங்க இருக்கிறத நம்ம எப்படி வாங்கணும், எப்படி சோர்ஸ் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிறது கண்டிப்பா உங்களுக்கு தெரியணும். Procurement is very important one. Standards and certifications. This is the simple block diagram of a world clock. இன்னைக்கு கிளாக் ஸ்டாட்டிக்கா இன்னைக்கு வேர்ல்டு கிளாக் தாங்க. அதாவது வேர்ல்டு கிளாக்னா தெரியுங்களா? என்னோட வாட்ச் இங்க ஓடிட்டு இருக்கு. நான் இப்ப யூஎஸ் போயிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா யுவர் டைம் ஹேஸ் டு செட். நம்ம அங்க போய் 2 hours பாஸ்ட் ப்ரீ அப்படின்னு செட் பண்ணல. இன்னைக்கு வேர்ல்டு கிளாக் இஸ் அவைலபிள். ஈவன் நீங்க இந்த சில எக்ஸ்போர்ட் சாஃப்ட்வேர் ஐடி கம்பெனிஸ் எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா 4 கிளாக் வச்சிருக்கோம். யூஎஸ் டைம், அந்த டைம், இந்த டைம். பட் டுடே வி ஹேவ் வேர்ல்டு கிளாக். அப்படி காஸ்ட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா 2500 ரூபா தான், 2500 3000 ரூபா தான். நீங்க எங்க போனீங்கன்னாலும் as per the timing, the time will automatically set. Manual intervention is not required. இது சும்மா ஒரு சின்ன ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணோம். இது பாத்தீங்கன்னா நான் இன்வெசிவ் பிளட் பிரஷர் மெஷர். லாட் ஆஃப் செமிகண்டக்டர் மேனுஃபேக்சரர்ஸ் அவங்களே உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா கொடுத்துருவாங்க. We take Texas Instrument, Microchip, Analog Devices, Cypress Semiconductor. இந்த மாதிரி giant players are there. They are the semiconductor manufacturers. So they will give you all support to develop your product. ஓகேங்களா? இதெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா this is a block level representation of a non-invasive blood pressure measure. Blood pressure measure பண்றோம். இன்னைக்கு ஓம்ரான்ங்கிற ஒரு கம்பெனியோட ஆட் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க டிவில. ஓம்ரான் இஸ் a company, Indian company. They are manufacturing this non-invasive blood pressure measurement. they are promoting the product for 2,500 rupees. நாளைக்கு வந்து இது ஒரு mandate equipment for every household. ஏன்னா இன்னைக்கு வந்து ப்ரெஷர் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். டயபெட்டிக்கும் ப்ரெஷரும் வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். எல்லாத்துக்குமே ஒரு 40-45 இயர்ஸ்க்கு மேல போச்சுன்னாவே திஸ் டேட்டா இஸ் வந்து அந்த ரேஞ்சில் இருக்கிறது கிடையாது. அதனால இன்னைக்கு ஹோம் மெடிக்கல் எக்யூப்மெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப பாப்புலரைஸ் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு. அதுல ஒரு கம்பெனி தான் இந்த ஓம்ரான் they are manufacturing this NIB. Believe it or not, for manufacturing a single piece of non-invasive blood pressure measurement is only 400 rupees. NIBPங்கிற ஒரு அந்த ஓம்ரான் நீங்க ஆட் டெய்லி ஆட் போடுறா பாத்தீங்கன்னா மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் காஸ்ட் வந்து 400 ரூபா தான். They are promoting the product 1,500 rupees. So they have a very good margin. And they do volume business also. So this is a simplified block diagram. Your case study எடுத்து நான் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணலாம்னு இருந்தேன். Right? So this is for body electronics for automotive. Because if you take any electronic product, mostly it depends on such kind of embedded system, VLSI based system design technologies. And I have to take much amount of time on startup policies, but anyway, I am recommending the institutions with the help of, because TBA is there, you can generate more, you can develop more products first. Based on that, you can generate manpower also, right? You can generate a good technical manpower, okay? And you can bring a lot of, I came to know that at least 20 startup companies you are planning to bring in. When the government will recognize you as a startup, because you have to justify your product or service is innovative. எல்லாத்தையுமே ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனியா வந்து அவங்க அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனிங்கிறது இட் இஸ் அ செப்பரேட் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் யூ ஹேவ் டு பே. ஒரு கம்பெனி நீங்க ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிட்டீங்க, அந்த கம்பெனி ஃபார்ம் பண்ணி ரன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறீங்க, எய்தர் யுவர் சர்வீஸ் ஓரியன்டட் ஆர் ப்ராடக்ட் ஓரியன்டட்னா அது ரெண்டுல வந்து அது இனோவேட்டிவா இருந்தா மட்டும்தான் தட் கம்பெனி ஹேஸ் டு பி கன்சிடர்ட் ஆஸ் அ ஸ்டார்ட் அப். ஓகே, ஸோ அதை பத்தி கொடுத்துருக்க ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனி இஸ் அன் என்டர்பிரினரியல் வென்ச்சர். இட் இஸ் டிபிக்கலி a new emerged fast-growing business that aims to meet a marketplace needs by developing a viable business model around an innovative, that is very important, innovative products, services, or a process or a platform. So approximately, this is a old story, approximately 7,775 companies are registered so far under a startup. The Red Bus, Flipkart, இதெல்லாமே startup companies தான். These are all the various laws and policies for the startup companies, like self-certifications. They have a separate center government agencies, the Startup India, for clearing all legal clearance. Startup India Hub is there. A simple app is used to register your company as a startup. Then you can protect the patents, okay, because they are supporting, because you know that you have to spend huge money if you want to file your patent. Almost you can claim 80% of the patent money you spend for patent registrations. Such kind of facilities are available. So the funding they have accumulated for promoting the startup. There is no capital gain tax. There is no income tax for 3 years. Tax exemption for investments of higher values. Okay. So building entrepreneurs, and there is a separate innovation mission is there. Even in Coimbatore, almost 15 schools they have they got the fund some lakhs for adult tinkering lab, because they want to cultivate the innovation from schools onwards. Okay, adukku MHRD they are in 15 schools in Coimbatore alone they got fund to start up the tinkering lab. Today, believe it or not, 8th standard students are playing hardware and software with the help of Raspberry Pi. 8th standard students. In the electronic shop, sometimes school children will be there. They will purchase some hardware, okay, to do some toys. Okay. So, other innovation, they are supporting fund for the institutions and setting up incubator. So, this TBA is also one of the fund from the startup. And for the research part, they are supporting it. Biotechnology, they are concentrating more for startup. And dedicated programs in schools, they are and complete legal support is also provided by that central hub, and we have rebate for the filing the patents and easy rules also for trading. Okay, and very clear. We always talked about the success, but a lot of companies they failed. Startup companies they failed because if you want to close as a startup, the loss behind to close your company is very simple. That is what we have just put as a faster to exit. Because you cannot able to serve well, then you can exit from the startup also. Different types of companies. Because if you want to become a startup company, first you have to register your company. Then after that registration, you can register separately for startup. Then I think you come across all these kind of the companies you already come across who are a very good success as a startup company, Flipkart, Ola, like that. The next one. And a lot of companies they failed. Normally we will talk only with respect to success, right? So these are all some of the companies like Showdown, ZPay, Wofa. They have invested in crores. Okay, lot of investors, third-party investors invested a huge crores in this company, but they failed also. Just to list even some few companies, there are a lot of opportunities are there for business prospects, new innovative product development, product re-engineering, product migrations, testing and field trials, redesigning, and upgradations. Good scope is there. Okay, sorry, I'm supposed to take only 1 hour, but even though I just shown the slides, okay, uh, because each and every topic has to be discussed elaborately, practically also, but time is limiting, and also you also to get bored. Even if I'm sitting in front, in spite of you, I also get too bored if someone is handling the classes more than 2 hours. I hope that I just deliver some basic informations on product developments, various technologies used for electronic product development, various certifications, and few points about the startup. Okay, so good ample of opportunities are there. Okay, so if people can focus towards development nowadays, starting a company is very easier. Even if you see here, if you want to open a tea shop, at least we have to invest some 5 to 6 lakhs rupees, right? But if you want to start a company for a software solutions or electronic product development solution, more than 1 lakh is more than enough as an investment. 1 lakh investment lay, you can start a company. So only your innovation will speak, only your mind will speak, only your programming and hardware engineering, what you know will speak more. Okay, starting a company is not a matter, but what kind of product you are going to develop and promote is the matter. And always advisable here is develop the product in such a way that it has to pass all certifications to promote your product globally. Don't depend on only the local customers. We need more customers to generate more revenue. Target world customers. For that, definitely you have to pass all that clearance and testing procedures. Okay. So anyway, that's it. So there is no questions. If any questions you can put. So otherwise, I would like to thank the management of the Nehru Group of Institutions and especially Dr. Vaikundam sir, Vaikundam Selvam sir, Director of this TBI, for inviting me as a resource person to deliver this 1.5 hours of session. At least you can today you got some keywords. Okay, some keywords you got it, and I request to upgrade yourself also. Okay, spend more amount of time on learning new things to be used for the innovative product development. So anyway, I would like to thank all for your patience and for sitting for almost 2 hours to. Yeah, please.
Without question, it doesn't look nice.
Yes.
Anyway, hydro power station Kunda project.
Yes, sir.
Much interested to know.
Yes.
Because I've seen the project when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Not only Kunda, Budaya, Seva.
13 plants.
What are the peculiar problems you face in hydro power station?
13 power plants are there, sir. From top to bottom. From 13 power plants are there. And that power plant is totally installed by the Canadian government.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is a very old technology in which most of the process are done manually. And we taken only one part on regulating the generations. Regulating the generations. So 24 hours, one man should see the reading of what is the demand and what is the supply. 2 meters will be there. So he has to look into the 2 meters. So he will look into what is the demand, then what is the current supply.
So manually you must
Today, because I should know some gap will be there between demand and supply, but there should not be any more gap between the demand and supply. So that manual intervention is totally replaced by the electronic. So we keep on monitoring that the demand. We keep on monitoring the supply. If there is a gap, they will tell this is the gap, you can maintain it. If it is more than that, because if you take agri loads are there, after some time period, agri loads are free load. So the agri persons will fully use that load, will fully use that free power. After some time period, the demand will get drastically reduced. Demand இல்லாத போகும்போது நீங்க அதே high powerல நீங்க generate பண்ணீங்கன்னா grid will get collapsed.
You are shutdown transformers are there.
Everything is there. And everything that is a rheostat we have used it. That mechanical rheostat is controlled by our electronic control. So we will keep on monitoring the voltage level of both the generation and supply. We will keep that same value with the minimum gap. அவங்க parameters கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. Small rise ஒரு operation, heavy rise ஒரு operation. அது both in the positive level as well as in the negative level also. If the consumption வந்து 10 kilowatts இருக்கும், but generation 12 kilowatts இருக்கும், அப்ப gap அதிகமா இருக்கும். அப்ப suddenly you have to take decisions to decrease the generation of power.
Thank you, sir.
So that regulation alone is done by our, that is the first project we have done for Tamil Nadu Electricity. But today, today new generation plant all are totally it is 100% it is automated, but it is a old system. The government is not supporting to renew it. இன்னைக்கு வந்து அந்த பழைய சிஸ்டத்தை வச்சு தான் அவங்க ஜெனரேட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவங்க வந்து ஒவ்வொரு பார்ட்டையும் அவங்க தனித்தனியா எலக்ட்ரானிக் கண்ட்ரோல் பார்ட்டை அவங்க ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அதுல ஒரு பார்ட் அனௌன்சியேஷன் பார்ட் we have done it and this regulation control part.
Thank you, sir.
Is anyway, thank you very much all the people for your patient listening of this. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much to the management, managing trustee, and our CEO, TBI president for giving the opportunity for organizing such kind of programs in the TBI Mind Hub. As a token of love, we want to give a memento to our resource person by our director, Hero. Once again, I call sir to give the memento to our resource person.
So without taking water, a solid delivery. Really.
Basic.
I mean, it'd be a big class. All right, sir. You should go for the handpick.
Thank you, sir.
I think all of you enjoying for this session. Got so many informations from our resource person today. We are in the end of the session. As a formal vote of thanks to the participant as well as the stakeholders of the NGI TBI, I invite our Professor Satyanarayan sir for giving a formal vote of thanks to all the stakeholders. That's all, please.
we will be loving and we would love to watch a movie, good movie for 3 hours in a theater. But once the movie gets over, our priorities gets changed. We may be rushing to get our vehicle first to go out. Priorities change. Similarly, I find here we have been enjoying almost a 2 hour session, if I am right, from Dr. Kannan, the resource person. But once the session is over, our priorities are changed. It is more than our lunchtime, if I am right. So, with this in mind, I assure you I won't take more than 2 to 3 minutes. And one of the most important thing for a human being is attitude of gratitude. So even in movies, at the end, you'll have a lot of title. From the title card, a lot of people who have been behind will be running. So I'll be also running very fast. So first, let me start from the resource person, Dr. Kannan. Sir, thank you for instigating in us. Not go in detail, but I will tell in few words. You made us think why not, then go for the question how. And for this why not and how, Dr. Vaikunta Selvan and the team, NGI TBI and DST, NST, EDB are there. And thanks for your enlightening speech on product development and startup policies and throwing light on what are there. It's not just developing the product, but when you go for marketing it, you have to go for a lot of certifications. And definitely we will be having you for some other session also, because as you said, it requires a lot of details which we also would like to have. Then Sir Arrow sir, thank you for the wonderful welcome speech. And see, this is this side. The other side, the incubatees who are there to enjoy such sessions and the coming sessions, and those who are online and offline, all the participants, thank you for your wonderful presence. I hope you would have had a good feast. Then you can go for your lunch now. And a special thanks to Dr. Vijay Raj Kumar sir, Dr. Sendil Kumar and his team for making a live streaming. And if at all we were sleeping, we have got the recorded version also, which can be used at any time. Such facility, see, sometimes we forget, then we'll ask what happened. So that is also now eradicated because we have got the video recordings which you can go think about it. Then a special thanks to NGI TBI team, Dr. Vaikunta Selvan sir, manager, accounts, and other people. And I would not be complete if I'm not going to tell the other stakeholder or the main stakeholder for us, for all of us, our CEO, Secretary, Chairman, Trustee, Dr. Krishna Kumar sir, Dr. Krishna Das sir, and all other people. If at all I have forgot to mention anyone, I'm sorry, but thanks for all of them who have been part of this entire function, making it as a grand success. Thank you, one and all. We expect we assure you our patronage will be there. Thank you.
The program is not a destination. It will be start tomorrow, the exact time of 11 o'clock. So the journey of the NGI TBI is never destination. Now only we started. So all the months from April 2021, we plan it at least 5 to 10 programs. So that will be definitely enriched for our incubates, our students and alumni, as well as the stakeholders of all our NGA groups to be benefit to develop in the aspect of startup. So thank you very much, Honorable Person here. We will meet again tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Thank you very much.